Oh my god. So I'm here in Sweden now. And it's super windy, so I don't know how well this is going to go. So I have been now in Sweden for, this is the 4th day that I'm here. And trust me, I'm going back to Dubai in a very short period of time. I think I'm only latest in the end of March. Then I'm going back to Dubai. But I have actually had 3 very bad days here in Sweden. First of all, when I arrived in Copenhagen on the airport, there was a man, when I was paying for the train ticket to Sweden, who tried to steal my handbag. Secondly, I have a crazy neighbor who has, because I was doing laundry on, let's see, which day was it? It was like the day before yesterday, basically, you know. It doesn't matter which day it was, you know, but it was just after I arrived here. So I was doing laundry, and he followed me down in the basement, and he was stalking me as I was walking out of the laundry room. And he did this 2 times, so obviously I had to go down to the basement more than 1 time since I was doing the laundry. And it was the creepiest thing ever, because the basement is one of the places I've been thinking, in case this would ever happen, I would be so scared. Like, I have even been considering, if this would happen, like, I would be, you know, because it's the creepiest basement you can possibly imagine. And he was walking after me, you know. And then I think it was the 3rd time when I went down to the basement to get out my laundry. When I came back up, as I said, he lived next door, in the next door apartment, you know. He basically was standing outside the apartment on the opposite side of the corridor, and he was basically staring at me as I approached my apartment. And he was having his apartment door wide open and just staring at me for like as long as it took me to get into my apartment. And then once I had just managed to get into my apartment, I heard that he went into his apartment and just closed the door. So, and I got so angry after this, because obviously this is like unacceptable, you know, behavior. Like, he is not meant to be harassing anyone in that way, you know. And obviously it was the creepiest thing I have ever experienced, you know. And obviously I have had some experience, but this was like, I don't know if I'm going to make a police report about this, but after that I wanted to move out. And I got so angry. I was talking with one of my relatives, and I said, like, you know, I'm not going to be living in that apartment, because this neighbor, he's like, he was doing this, you know, and blah blah blah. And I think that since the walls in the apartment and the building itself is not super isolated, I think that he heard the entire conversation. And I hope he did, because I want him to get the message that, you know, it's unacceptable, and I will make a police report. And actually, after that, he has not been in his apartment, because I have not heard him there. And I think that since I was threatening to make a police report, I think he actually took it for like that it actually is something that would be valid to occur, you know. So I'm happy that he's out, that he's not in the apartment. I would very much prefer if he just move out and never coming back, because also he is, as he has been in his apartment, he has constantly been talking, and he doesn't stop. He's even shouting in the phone or whatever he's doing, you know. I don't want to say from where he is or anything, because I don't want to blackmail. I don't want to say anything bad about the country where he is from, but he's not from Sweden, that's all I can say. And second or third thing that happened in that same day, as I was doing laundry, the laundry, like the washing machine, got broken. So I had put some of my really nice jackets into the washing machine, and I couldn't get it to open. And then I had to call the maintenance to the building, and he was not very responsive. He was like telling me to go and open the electricity cupboard in the basement, you know, and I was still kind of frightened from the neighbor who was stalking me in this meantime. And as I went and had a look on the cupboard with the electricity, you know, I realized it was 12 different boxes with electricity stuff, you know, and I was like, I cannot open this, you know, and I am not electricity, you know, I'm not working with electricity. I'm not supposed to be doing this, and also it's not part of my tenancy contract or anything that I should be doing this, you know. So I contacted the maintenance guy again, and he was not very, he was like making fun of the situation, and it wasn't very good at all. After some, you know, more correspondence, I finally got him to actually show up and open the wash machine, you know, because there was no, like, I did everything I possibly could. I switch on, switch off the wash machine and like the electricity in the wall, and I put different programs on the machine. I couldn't get anything out either way, and also there was no button to open the, you know, the door itself. So obviously I did everything I could, you know, on my part. And then let's see what happened, because this is not even the end, you know. It's only like halfway through the catastrophes that has happened during these 3 days. So after that, all of those situations, you know, I actually was not feeling well yesterday. So I had like pain in the throat and in the chest, and I thought it maybe was the lungs, because I've been having like a cough, been coughing for the last previous week, and so I thought that maybe I have catch a cold or something. But I think honestly I was probably had sort of put too much pressure on my back, or like lifted too heavy, or done something that was too demanding, you know. So I probably was exhausted from that, and I'm still kind of is exhausted, but I'm actually on the way to the gym now. So yesterday, so after that, because I couldn't walk and I was like completely tired and didn't feel well, you know, and I thought I might have a lung inflammation, you know. So since it was a Sunday yesterday, I wanted to go and have an appointment to a doctor, you know. And here in this city in south of Sweden, there is no hospitals open on the weekends or in the evenings, you know. They are only open until 5 o'clock p.m., you know, like, you know, it's not the optimal kind of schedule. So I found one place that was open, and first of all, transportation over there was not optimal. I had to take 2 different buses, and besides that, I was not, you know, I was so exhausted, so I barely could walk, you know. And then arriving to that place, you know, where they had like the hospital thing, you know, it was like it was the shittiest place first that I have seen. It was so bad, like really bad, like you wouldn't think that that is a hospital, you know. And then there was a man laying on the floor throwing up, and there was like 2 parents having their kid, like a newborn baby, next to the person lying on the floor throwing up, you know. And when I took a like paper, you know, like a cure paper, you know, there was 30 other people in the line before me, you know. And this place, it was like around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they closing at 9. So there was 30 other people in the line before, and I was like, I can't stand there and wait for 30 other people to eventually get to the actual appointment as well, because of the you know, the people who were there was really like sick and I don't know what, you know. So I was like, I don't want to stay there at all, you know. And the air was so bad in that place as well, so I just, you know, I sort of left. and then I had to go back, obviously, you know. And the problem with that was that there was no bus to go back, you know. So I had to walk, and that was not the most optimal thing, you know, to do after having all of that, you know. So, but I actually got back, and after that I was just resting, and you know, so I haven't been studying, I have been reading slightly, but you know, and today I was just like looking at flights to Dubai, because I'm gonna go back there as soon as possible. I'm not staying in Sweden whatsoever, you know. Like I have my visa on the 8th of March, so I'm probably going to travel there earliest on the 8th of March, or I might go there around towards the end of this month. But I actually was looking at the other video that I posted last time, and I look so tired in that video, and I was really feeling bad already at that point. So I mean, I was like having a cold, and I was really feeling exhausted. So I mean, so I actually now, since I was resting most of yesterday and as well today, I couldn't go to the university today, but I'm gonna go to the gym now, because that's like high on my priority list. And either way, I was like reading today, so I have actually done something with my studies. But and yeah, today I was also trying to book like another appointment, you know, and turns out there is nothing available until the end of April. And I was like, I'm not gonna wait until end of April to have one appointment when I actually have insurance. So once I'm back in Dubai, I can go and have an appointment on the same day, and you know, check if there's something with my back or whatever, you know. So that is like the summary of this disaster. And also now, when I was walking away from the place where I'm renting here, there was a group of guys being really harassing me, you know, and that it's just unacceptable, you know. So anyway, look at this, by the way. So I don't even know what to say, but Sweden is not the most optimal place whatsoever. It's not for me. If you enjoy all of the things I just have explained, well then welcome to Sweden, you know, but not for me, you know. So I'm gonna go now to the gym, and after this I just gonna go back home and try and read as much as I can of the stuff that I have, and also look at some travel arrangements. So I will be on the go back to, obviously back over to Dubai, you know, as soon as possible, you know. So, and also the weather here, I don't know if you can see, it's not really nice. It's very windy, raining, cold, cloudy, and it looks like shit. Okay, I'm a Swedish citizen, so I have the right to say whatever I want. Like, this is my experience, this was my last 3 days, and so yeah. So I hope once I'm feeling slightly better, I will be able to make some more interesting videos. But good news is that I will be back in Dubai very shortly, and yeah, so that's on the list. So I'm gonna end here, because I have the gym now right in front of me, so I'm gonna go there.